So, if anyone remembers on YouTube, there used to be a story, or I just can't find it, of a Tamaki X Aries sister listener. I don't know if it still is on YouTube, but I asked a lot of people if they have seen it, and they have said no. So, I decided to technically remake it as best as my memory can remember it, but also I do some things that I do remember I did change to make it more realistic because, well, I don't know. It just bothered me in the story, and I hope it didn't. Hope you guys don't butcher me for changing it. But everyone's gonna be like, oh, why is Tamaki not in this first one? No worries, we'll get there. But anyways, that is your warning technically. But let's get on. You sat on a soft chair, sipping some tea that was made for you. The dress you were wearing was to your ankles. Your white hair out of your face, and two horns on each side of your forehead. Her cold stare, which was made of sadness. You didn't want to be here. This was a maze, and only they knew. Everyone here was always nice to you, but because it was his order. You set the teacup down, sighing. She couldn't leave this room till he came. That's when the door opened and a pair of footsteps were heard. A hand creeped onto her shoulder. Then he came into her ear. Dear, how are you feeling? I know you have been feeling bad lately. He spoke, removing his hand from your shoulder, then his mask, and finally his gloves. I'm feeling fine, but I guess I have been more hungry than usual. I asked Kronos for more. You spoke lightly. He sighed. If anyone had gotten you sick from those pathetic heroes and that pathetic disease, he thought, a little pissed. Don't worry. I have only been close to Kronos, only, and no one else. You sighed. He huffed and walked towards the bathroom that was in your bedroom, which was the biggest room in this whole damn maze. He walked out of the bathroom with new clothes. Tomorrow you'll meet someone, he spoke, and you hummed. I won't tell you who, he chuckled. All you did was sigh. So, how was the tea I brought you? He asked. It has helped a lot. You sighed. He was only nice to you. He only gave you these things. He seemed to love you, but it was all false. Are you going to bed? It is getting late, and well, you don't want to be tired seeing a new person, he spoke, getting into the bed. You had gotten up, following his orders, so not to get hurt. Getting a nightgown, going to the restroom and grabbing your hairbrush, brushing the long white hair you had, brushing your teeth, and then taking a shower. Sorry, if you're like me, I need to brush my hair before taking a shower because it is really hard to brush afterwards, so yeah, sorry. Then getting a towel and drying off, then putting on the nightgown, walking out and going towards the bed you two shared. He looked to be already sleeping. You laid in bed and heard him talk. I'm pissed at Kronos. He never told me anything. And then, wrapping his arms around you and setting his head on your neck, you closed your eyes, still hoping this was all a nightmare. You then felt your body falling asleep. Sissy, when will Daddy come home? Your little sister asked as you were doing homework. You, at the time, were 16, and she was 4. You giggled at her cuteness. He will be back in an hour, and if I'm right, Mother will be in too. You spoke, and she smiled. Yay, she said, then going back to the drawing she was making. I could see me, her, Dad, and Mom. That's when you heard her stomach growl. Are you hungry? You said, placing the pen down. She looked at you. Yeah, she sheepishly spoke. You giggled, getting up and walking towards the kitchen. You making food for the both of you when you heard the door unlock and open, hearing your sister running to the door and yelling, Daddy! Then a scream. You dropped everything and ran to the door, seeing your father's clothes, just your father's clothes, and your sister crying. You woke up. So, it was all a dream, you thought in your head. The bathroom door was closed. So, was he in there? The door was unlocked. Unlocked. The door had been unlocked. And walked in Chrono with your food. Is Chizaki in there? He asked, pointing towards the door. Yes, and thank you again. And you better leave soon. He's pissed because you didn't tell him about my appetite. You sighed, grabbing the tray. He looked nervous and said, goodbye, then left. You sighed, walking towards the table and placing it down. Sorted down and taking the fork. It was pancakes today. You wondered. You made it. What? Oh, who made it? They never made it for you. Heck, you thought they didn't know how to make them. The bathroom door opened and walked out Overhaul. He looked pissed to see the plate of food. He really came in when I was in the shower. He spoke, his dark tone. I'm going to have a word with him. He spoke, going towards the door. No worries, he's fully clothed. What you thinking? Opening the door and standing, then speaking. You better be ready when I get back. He walked out of the door, closing it. You ate as quickly as you could, so you wouldn't have been punished again. Then getting up and getting clothed and finishing anything left on your plate because, well, you were still hungry. When you were finally done getting your piece of food, Overhaul walked in. Are you ready? He asked. Yes, you spoke. You were scared. He looked to be smiling. Was he actually smiling? You ready to see that important someone? He asked once more, and you slightly nodded, not to make him mad. He then let go. Oh, lifted. Yeah, wait. Sorry for the little dinghy, that's my little... Okay. Then he let out his hand for you to take it. And you did. Sorry, I'm just fixing this real quick. You knew what he could do, and you couldn't go through it again. You walked with him through a hallway and another to yet another. You swear your feet were starting to hurt, and you felt sick, like you could puke. You felt dizzy. We're here, he spoke, then paused. Are you all right? He asked. Yes, sorry. I think we were going a little too fast. He spoke out a bit. He looked of a mixture of being pissed and confusion. But anyways, come on. He gestured to the door. I think you'll be really happy to see who it is. He spoke in your ear. Now curiosity has taken over you. And he opened the door. It was a little girl. But not just any little girl. Your sister. She was crying, and you stepped closer to her. How long has she been here? You spoke as tears ran down your cheeks. Been here ever since you were, Overhaul chuckled. You had her this whole time and never let me see my own sister? You yelled at him, crying. You could hear your sister Ari, spooked from your outburst. It's because you would have never listened to me. He walked closer to you. Besides, our wedding is tomorrow. I would like it for you two to have a family reunion. He spoke in your ear. You looked shocked. What? You stepped back, but it wasn't supposed to... He then grabbed your mouth, and Ari gasped. Don't ever question me again. You know what happened last time, right? He asked, and you nodded. Good. he spoke. That was part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do plan on making more, like the more and more of this. And no worries, Dragon Bakugo X Mermaid Listener, aka shortened for DM, will be continuing. It's just I want to give some love to all my Tamaki listeners because I don't know if you guys know this, but I love Tamaki so much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. My lovelies, I love you all so much. Mwah.